Hey everyone, Henry here. I thought it would be a good idea before the class starts to just kind of walk through the different apps that we'll be using in the class. And I know that many of you may be very familiar with these apps, in which case you can disregard, but some of you will not. And I thought it would be a good idea just to kind of walk you through the basics so that it's not completely overwhelming with the apps. I can get really frustrated with a new app, so I've lived it, and I know that it can be kind of just like want to throw your hands up type of thing. So these are the different apps that we'll be using: PicTapGo, Visco, Snapseed, and Big Lens. I love Camera Plus for its timer. It has a really extended timer, so you can really get away from the phone or camera to take those really unique selfies. I also want to point out that I keep Spotify in here because I do consider my music part of my whole photography experience. So it's in here too. So we'll start with PicTapGo, and you'll just open it like you would, of course. And it's going to take you immediately to your phone library. And you can see where I do many iterations of photos and to kind of fine tune it. But of course, we'll start with the one that I took right out of the camera. And again, I use the native camera. I don't know if I mentioned that actually. I use the native camera in the phone and then bring that photo into the different apps I'll use. So we'll start here. The first thing I want to point out is at the top right, you'll see the little cropping tool. And it brings you to this, where you can really, it's all about the orientation and the crop that you want to use for your photo. You can see at the bottom that I can scroll back and forth, and it'll show me the different crops I can use. So just pick 8 by 10, you kind of see, and you can kind of move it in there. You can also enlarge it, you can decrease, that kind of thing. It's kind of nice, flexible. You can also kind of alter the horizon a little bit so that you can mess with that a little bit. Of course, you can rotate it. Sometimes photos will come into your camera or into your library oriented strangely. This will give you a chance to fix that. Once you kind of get it where you want, you hit apply. And then you'll see down below is where your filters are. And I've got it highlighted. I'll also want to mention right now the My Style section. I'll come back to that in a minute, but I just want to point it out since it's right there. There's a ton of filters with PicTapGo. And initially, it can seem overwhelming, but it is a feature in PicTapGo that I love. And the reason being is because so many apps, when a photo's edited in that app, the photo looks like that app. And PicTapGo really avoids that with giving you so many options to play with. And I'm going to show you just a little bit about how you can use them. I start with simple black and white. That's where I kind of generally start. And you can kind of see where it's a little flat. And what I want to show you now is not really get into too much of my process right now, but I want to show you that you can layer these filters. So I want to contrast that filter of the black and white, and then I can vary to what degree. And I love that feature, like because that seems a little harsh to me. So I can bring it back a little bit and kind of land there. Once you kind of get those filters, because then I can go add another one if I want. I can and continue doing that till I get it on. If I want to warm it up, cool it down, that kind of stuff. Once I get it to where I want it to be, I hit go, and this takes me to this screen, which is going to allow me to save it or to share it, whatever I want to do. If you do share it, it saves automatically, which is nice. What I want to show you here is that's a very cool feature is the save recipe. And what I like about that is you click on it, and it shows you not only the filters you use, but also to what degree you use them. You can then save it, which is kind of neat. You can save it, and you can use it on another photo. So once you do that, you can go back to your, you'll see we'll go back to, I hit tab to go back. I'll go to the My Style, and these are ones that I have saved. So if I want to use it again, you'll see it right here. There is a Henry, um, and I would just use it again on a folder. I just have to click it and it applies it. I love that. And then once you, again, if you just want to straight save it, you hit right here, and it's saved to your folder, and then you can share it as you want, either Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of thing. So that's PicTapGo. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask it in the Facebook group, and I will jump all over and try to help you. So now we're going to move on to Visco.